Welcome back to another day in Shelby's horse training adventures. I got my camera gear with me and I'm gonna record another ride on Leo. It's been about a week, so this is day 2. I'm gonna take you along with me. Progress is kind of the same, literally just working on steering, getting better at the stopping, backing up a couple steps, moving his hip around, and honestly steering I think is the most important, doing circles, straight lines, some figure eights, stuff like that. And then I'll probably ride the other horse. I'll do a separate video on that. But anyways, it's gonna be all about Leo right now. So let's go catch him. Hey guys. Oh. So it's so funny. My mom and her friend are just back at the barn there, and I'm gonna go up in the field and catch the horses. But we're trying to find names for the new horse. I know maybe it's like not good luck to change their name, but we just feel like we need something that resonates with us a little bit more. So we've been thinking of names, and I'm gonna share them with you and tell us in the comments what you think. So I initially liked Finn, meaning, well, the reason I picked Finn is because he has quite the wither and it looks like a shark fin, and I'm like, oh, Finn's kind of cute. And then my mom chose Jet, and I was like, you know what, Jet's pretty cool too, we could name him Jet. And then my mom's friend said, what about Frank? Which is like so random, but it goes with the theme of us naming horses like people names. Like we had Jamie, the one Barbie, but should we call her Barb? And so yeah, we're really trying to figure out what to name this horse. I'll show you what he looks like. He looks really nice right now. I'm just walking up to the very front field, and that is him. See, look at that fin on him. He's got to gain a bit of weight and just kind of get in our program. We're working on collection and stuff. If you saw that video, I did post a video of the things I'm working on with him. Like mostly like he's patterned, but it's just getting him to use himself a little bit more efficiently to my liking. So I've been working on that, just softness, collection, rounding, just using himself nicer. And yeah, so these are the 2 horses that I'm working with. It's a beautiful night. There's Leo. Oh, can't zoom in. Leo and No Name. So if you have any suggestions, please share them in the comments. Let me know what you think. Help us solve this dispute once and for all. Because we're like, yeah, for sure it's Jet. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, is it? If another name comes along, you know, we're not like set in stone with anything yet. So he still doesn't officially have a name. So let us know what you think. Aww. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Good boy. Oh, hey, you're a good boy. Oh, pretty guy. You're so pretty. So you guys have a horse that does that when you pull on them? They try to bite the lead. I for sure am not wearing the right footwear. And it's because my boots are in the barn and I just needed something. Oh, there they are. Aww. Hey guys. Gonna work on getting on. And again, this is kind of part of, I need to remember you would know him. He's pretty big on YouTube, but I watched a few of his colt starting videos and he calls it the pre-flight checklist. And the thing when you have these horses, you still go through that pre-flight checklist, but ideally now it's been about a week that we can go through them quite quickly, but we're not quite ready to throw them away because, you know, like he still needs that. We still need to make sure that we go through our bases and make sure that he's with me before I just jump on like a open horse or a horse that has more than like probably 20 rides total. So we still go through it, And all I'm really doing is just making sure he's with me. Like, I love that he's yawning. It's a good sign. And good boy. And like when I go over here, I hardly have to pick up, and he's going to give back to me. So that's literally all I am looking for, is their attention. They're relaxed. I can do whatever. And he's kind of paying attention. So now that I have him, I'm going to get on this side, and I literally swap sides every time. So I'll just sit here, not ask for anything, and hope he just stands still like a good boy. And he can sniff my feet, but if he wants to bite, I might just like, basically it's kind of the concept of like, if I, like what kids do, where it's like, if I hit you, it's your fault, when they like swing their arms. It's like, if I hit you, it's because you're in my way. And that's kind of, it's like, I'll just move my foot, and if he gets hit in the face with it, it's like, well, that's kind of like your fault. Because I really don't want horses to kick. I actually had a horse that got his jaw caught in the stirrup, and it was like quite dramatic, to say the least. So he's standing really nicely. I'm really happy, because this is what I worked on the past couple days with him, of just him not wanting to walk forward right away. And I like that, because again, thinking of anyone else getting on my horses, I want them to have that experience. Ooh. I want my horses to like take care of their people. And that comes from me doing this type of boring work. So it's like, I just want them to stand. Good boy. That's good. It's like, we're not in a hurry, and I mean, this is kind of boring stuff. These videos always last way longer than I think they are, but it's like really important, and that's good. He's relaxed. I honestly think I might need to tighten my saddle a bit more. Yeah, it was just pretty loose. A little too loose for my liking. And I'll just walk them ahead. So worst thing you can do is tighten your saddle without getting them to walk a couple steps. That's actually something I don't think I've ever done either, is pull my bridle to get them to move ahead. But these are all the things that you realize, oh, these are all new. But anyways, I do like to get them to move a little bit before I get on. I'll just make sure I can get him to look at me. I have his ear, I have his attention. When I pull on the rein, he comes back, and yeah, he's doing really good. I'm really happy with this whole thing. So just stand, and I feel like we're good to continue on. What we're doing is circles, figure eights, some straight lines. So again, it's like, there's my foot. So we'll start, I'll ask him forward. Look where I want to go. He likes to drift towards kind of the camera, the doors on that side. So I just really tried to break up his body when he does that. Ask him to move forward, bumping my inside foot to just kind of get him to break up, and using his body to make that turn instead of just me pulling on his face. Because it's like, if you have them soft in the body, they'll be soft in the face. There. And just follow his nose. That's all we're looking for. If he can follow his nose without drifting his body. And I mean, yeah, fun stuff. That's okay. We'll just walk out of it. Again, I don't want to pick a fight with that, so I might go this way. Just to kind of like, I feel like maybe they fixate on things, and then we fixate on getting it perfect, and we kind of might cause more problems because we're like almost causing a fight, where I really like to avoid fights with them at all costs and just be more psychological warfare if possible. But yeah, so like he's going this way nicely. So what I might do is then go in a straight line kind of towards the door and try it again. Just let him go where he wants. And be like, okay, so I'm going to use my inside foot, open my inside hand, try and guide him more than anything with that inside. And there, now he's, and again, the other thing with the whole, like their attention, so if I pull, I want his ear. I want him to give. And the second he does that, I'll release a little and then continue on. And right there, he really turned hard, which is okay. We're not looking for like perfect circles just yet. It's more or less just the steering. And again, if I get his ear, if I can pull with my inside and get his ear, that's also telling him like that I'm going to reward or release the pressure when he gives me his attention. And when he does that, I'm going to like really ask him to move forward, because I feel like forward motion is kind of the best when they get in a bind like that. Just ask him to move ahead, move ahead, move ahead. And that's kind of the same in barrel racing. When you come in too tight, the best thing you can do is almost drive hard or like push them more, get that more forward motion, and you'll solve a lot of issues. So right there, he's wanting to again drift towards the door, but I didn't really ask him to trot. So when he walks, I'll walk out of it and go this way again. Bump my inside, steer and guide, wide hands, try to be slow with your hands. Just trying to get him to follow that nose. And I've said it before, but the concept of kind of driving a boat helps with this age, because I really want to use my inside foot. I really want to look into the center of my circle and just get his whole body broken up, where he's also steering a little bit with that hip. There we go. See, that was a bit of a better circle. He didn't really drift a whole lot. But again, he's like kind of just diddle-dallying. So what I might do is go into a trot right away. Just doing some little circles. Looking into my circle, guiding him. I do one more here. Just guiding him. And that was nice. And we'll go straight for a second, and we'll go the other way. So push forward. There you go. The second he gives in a little, so he's wanting to drift towards the tractor and all over the place this direction. There you go. The second I feel him give, I release my rein. There you go. There. Because I want him to do the circle on his own. I just want to guide lightly, but when he's kind of pulling back on me, I'll hold my hand until he gives. So here I'll hold my hand until I feel him give. Hold my hand. There you go. And eventually my cue just has to be really light and really simple. So I'll do one more. Again, holding, releasing when I feel him give. Yeah, that's better. And again, it's just better, not perfect. So we'll go out of it. Maybe we'll just go down here. This door is usually pretty scary for them, so I like to work here right away. See, now he's just following my hand quite nicely. Good boy. We'll go straight for a second, let him go where he wants. Good job. And then we'll do another circle. And I'm just looking to guide him. And it's important to go out of the circle. So here I'll just go out of it. I let him go where he wants, because that's the reward. It's like, hey, if you want to go here, that's fine. I mean, we're not going to leave the arena, but then we'll just do another circle after a couple steps. Inside foot to keep them round. I'll probably do a few smaller circles here. See, pushing him forward because he wants to sidestep. And I'll go out of it now. So he kind of learns like, oh, that circle in that corner wasn't that fun. But when I did it a little bit like kind of correct, I got to go out of it and actually like just trotting in a straight line is a bit more fun. So we're going to try and do that again. We're going to go back into that corner. And here I'm going to start almost neck reining, putting my left hand on him, pulling with my right. So we'll do a circle here. A little bit of that left rein, or right rein, sorry. round in the body. He wants to kind of fight and like cave in halfway because he really wants to drift this way. So half the circle he's drifting, half the circle he's caving. So when he caves, I just want more roundness. So I'll bump my inside foot right here, bumping my inside, getting roundness. Kind of not actually kicking his hip out, but just getting roundness in his body so he's standing up, moving forward. So that was pretty good. We'll go out of it. He doesn't even, maybe we'll turn a circle, not running over the camera. And again, like, as long as we get a little bit better in a day, that's all we're looking for. So like, hey, I'm getting decent enough circles, not perfect, but they're okay. Good boy. He's being more comfortable traveling in a straight line. Again, here I might put my right rein on him, open up my left. So we're gonna start kind of introducing the neck reining. So he starts to feel that. We'll go in a straight line, and we'll go this way. So I'll put this left hand on his neck a little bit, opening up my right, looking where I want to go. And I'm really, as you can see, like I'm just playing around, like we're just mixing it up. He wants to head towards this flag area for some reason, so we're going to do circles there. Keeping around, bumping my inside as I pull and guide with my inside hand, with my inside leg. So here he really wants to drift here. So we're going to do some circles here. And right when I feel him fall down, I'll use my inside hand, inside foot. I'm looking in the center of my circle. And there, that was pretty good. Ooh, good job. When I go to stop there, all I do is just try to relax my body. And he's kind of learning what that means. And he's also starting to look for that cue. So I like to stop in the middle of the arena. It's a nice neutral spot. I wouldn't stop in the corner where he wants to go, of course, but I just like to give him a break here. And we'll probably end it there because he only can handle about 25-30 minutes total. But while we're just kind of cooling out, this is when I would work on some backup, work on moving his body around and just kind of playing with him without, you know, him like burning a lot of energy. So he's doing really good, and I think after a while they learn to like the stop. Like it seems like a lot of my horses really enjoy whoaing. Like it's like one of their favorite cues. Like they're almost eager for it, so it makes it easy with a horse when you can make the stopping like a very much rewarding experience for them instead of like a punishment or anything. It's like the stop is such a reward, and as you can see, he's on a loose rein. We're just standing here, and he's like, yeah, that was good. Like he's processing what he learned. And I remember I forget who it was, but they just said like how giving your horse time to stop is very underrated because horses need to process what they just did. You can't constantly be going because they need a minute for their brain to process and their body to process what you just worked on. So right now he's very much processing what we just did for the last 15 minutes. And I really like to whoa every time I do something more intense. I like to stop, let them process it before I go on to do something else. And with that being said, they have a really good work ethic because they know when they try hard, they're going to get a reward. And I will reward on a good note. So when I get that energy, I get that couple good steps of what I want, I stop and that's the reward. And they're like, oh, if I just like, you know, work hard when I'm supposed to, I'll get a break. And we all love that break. So I think he's good here. What I'm going to do, get him back alert, just kind of wiggle in my saddle a little. I'm gonna do some pivoting. So I'm gonna pull his nose a little, look into my foot, and ask him with my foot. There we go. Just a couple steps of turning his hind end around. And then from there, what I might do is ask for like a backup. So here I'll squeeze, lift up my hands, lean back a little, say whoa, whoa, whoa. Good. And again, it's just a couple steps, but that's all we can ask for right now. Hey bud, doing good. So let's pivot him the other way, see how good he does. So I'll pull with my hand, bump with my foot, and look, he's doing really good turning around. And the one thing really good about this is it's teaching him footwork, which the one time I did it, his legs were like way out here. He was all like disoriented, and it's teaching him where his feet are and how to place himself instead of like tumbling over. So that's really nice. And then from here, I'll again back up, lean back, woo, woo, hold the wall with my reins, hoo, 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 good. He did a couple good steps there, and then he stopped, which I didn't really ask him to, so that's why I held the wall with my hands until I did get that step, and him to get behind it, which is what I'm looking for. Alright. So, one thing I have not really been working on yet is like turning on the haunches, is like bringing his front end around. So I just feel like we're not maybe totally there, but we're going to play around now because, you know, and he still wants to drift around. So this might actually help us. See, he wants to fall down half the circle, drift over there. I just want to follow his nose. And this is actually kind of his first step of collecting. I'm going to pick up, bump my inside. There we go. And I hold it until he gives. So I'm going to pick up this hand, keep him moving forward, and I'm going to hold it until he gives. So he's actually learning collection right there. Pick up my hand. There we go. And this would be like kind of an ideal state for him. He's drifting towards the camera, bump with my outside. So now we're working on a little bit more of turning the front end around, ideally. So with having him shaped like this, I would sit back and try to push that front end around. So I'm bumping with that outside foot as opposed to my inside. If I just get one step, see, he's kind of just like drifting more and more towards the camera, which is not totally what I want. So we'll restart. I'm going to ask for the shape. I'm going to sit back. See, that was pretty good actually. We'll walk out of it. But he wants to walk out and go out the door. So I'm going to do the same thing, pick up my inside, sit back. He's still, like, I see his eye is looking out the door. He wants to trot, which is fine. We're going to work on collection now. Inside foot, pulling up to my hip, and then back down. There we go. There we go. So here he's inside foot, kind of looking in the center. So working on collection at this point, pulling. There we go. There we go. And this is going to be a lot of give and take for a long time. Every time he gives, I release. Every time he takes away, I pull until I get him to soften to it. So now he's actually traveling pretty nicely. Good. Hold it till I feel him give a little. Oh. There we go. There. Ooh. That was good. I didn't really mean to do all that, but he was like, maybe we are ready to progress a little bit more, because I feel like, you know, testing, hey, let's see how he does turning on the front end. I'm like, oh, not very good. So let's work on something like that to get him to do that. So that was good. That was progress, because I'm like, oh, I guess I need to start, you know, collecting him if I'm going to get him to turn on the front end. I need to get him listening to my outside leg a little bit and my outside rein if I'm going to get him to turn, or like turn on the haunches, I mean. So yeah, now it's like, now we're layering. Now we're putting more pieces onto this and more, just more complex a little, but also, yeah, just a part of body control. We're now feeling like, oh, here's things that we need to work on. So what I'm going to do is go the other way, because he's not sweating or anything, and I think he can handle it. So we'll try to see if he can turn on the hind end the other direction and see what we need to work on from there. And I'm pretty certain it's going to be the exact same thing we just did to the right. So let's give her a try. And honestly, this way might even be worse, because this is the way he really wants to drift. So I'll just let them go out of it. We're gonna collect them, pull up to my hip, and give back till he releases. So here, then I would like sit deep, and that was actually okay. He actually took a bit of a step there. So here I'd pull up here, keep him moving forward, but again, release when he gives, which he did pretty good there. And then here I'm gonna sit back, bump with my outside, and I mean, he's doing pretty good doing like a small circle there, but I do want to try to collect him this way a little bit, and it's best to do it at a trot. So here, bump, bump, good. Hold it till he gives, good. Hold it. And looking into your circle, holding till he gives. So he's really drifting out. Holding that, there we go. There we go, hold, hold, good. Hold, hold, good. Hold, hold. Hold till he gives. Hold. Inside foot, there we go. There we go. Hold till he gives. See, what he wants to do though is when I pull up to my hip, there we go. There. Inside foot. There we go. So from here, and it's moving his front end. Again, when he wants to kind of drift out, so yeah, we are going to start asking for a bit more from him. I should be able to pick up. Even what you can do, if they're ready for, is you hold your inside. If they're caving in, I'll hold my inside and use my over-under a little bit to tap him on that belly to keep his front end moving. See, like that looks a bit better. Looking into my foot. Pulling to my, there we go. Pulling to my hip. When he gives, I release. And it's like I'll bump and use my over-under here when I feel I'm just cutting into my circle. So right there, it's like, there we go. So here, ooh. So that was really nice. And I'm going to stop him here because this is where he likes to cut and go that way. So I'm going to stop him facing this way. And also I'm going to get off right now. Boy. So that was a lot. That was good. I think we needed to do that. We needed to test him by trying to get him to turn on the front end and realize we can start demanding a little bit more. Right away, I'll loosen my saddle, take the bridle off if it's safe. Good boy. Oops, good boy. And there you have it. Happy pony. Yep. So tomorrow we'll just kind of be building off that. Maybe tomorrow I'll be doing a lot more, starting to do a lot more collection work, getting him to round his body, follow his nose, but also just like now standing up and being a real barrel pony, huh? So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about him, about my riding, anything that I did that you liked or didn't like, or you have any other suggestions, any questions, any videos you want me to also create or record for any questions you have or things that you'd like to see me do, just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to help you out. So thank you for watching and goodbye for now.